Welcome to another episode of the Supply Chain Ambassador podcast. I'm your host, Bruno, helping you navigate the world of supply chain in a fun and engaging way. On August 28th, 2022, I took on a new position in procurement at Statistics Canada. What better way to learn more about my new department than to learn about it from the acting assistant chief statistician? On today's podcast, I have with me Kathleen Mitchell, here to share more about her fantastic journey in her career. Kathleen Mitchell is the acting assistant chief statistician of corporate strategy and management since September 2022. Kathleen was previously the director general responsible for finance, planning, and procurement, and the deputy chief financial officer at Statistics Canada from April 2018 to September 2022. Kathleen began her career at Statistics Canada in 1998 as a student and took on various functions within the finance branch, including 8 years as an executive. Kathleen accepted the Director of Resource Management position at the Department of Justice in December 2016 before returning to Statistics Canada as the Director General. Kathleen has a keen interest in leading teams and all aspects of human resources. She also has a busy family and appreciates the time to read. Welcome, Kathleen.
Thank you for inviting me to the podcast.
Can you describe your journey to your current role and how did you get to where you are today?
Thank you for the introduction, and then a lot of my journey was in the first few remarks, but happy to share a few reflections. So I started in the public service as a summer student, not knowing anything about the public service. I had just completed second year university at the University of Ottawa, was completing a bachelor's in commerce, specializing in accounting. When I joined the public service, I moved around in a number of different finance functions while I was completing a professional accounting designation program. I was appointed as a young director at the age of 30 and spent many years within Statistics Canada, also at the Department of Justice. I had the opportunity to come back to Statistics Canada as the Director General, Finance, Planning and Procurement, and was quickly assigned to 2 longer-term appointments as the Chief of Staff to our Chief Statistician, our Deputy Head. Lots of learning experience happened there, and I most recently took on the acting position as the Assistant Chief Statistician here at StatsCan, responsible for the finance portfolio and also the portfolio of human resources.
What would you say you love about your work?
For sure, it's the people. Extremely lucky to have such a wonderful and dedicated team. Our teams within this area of StatsCan fuel the programs of this agency, and they definitely are dedicated to providing excellent service and advice.
Yeah. Are there any common misconceptions about what you do?
I have several questions about my schedule and wondering about work-life balance. As mentioned, we have 3 children. They're all teenagers now. They're busy with school and sports. I'm dedicated to work, and from time to time, I find time to read, also to exercise. I do, though, get overwhelmed. Like all of us, we have moments in our work life where we get overwhelmed. Mostly for myself, it's with my email correspondence. I learned early on that setting good work habits is essential to maintaining a positive attitude. So I do make time for exercise. I eat well. I spend time with my family, and also I do work. I also encourage others to take holidays, and I take holidays myself to recharge.
Yeah. Any challenges that you've faced lately, and how did you overcome them?
I've been lucky and not had too many challenges over the years, but I have dealt with many difficult files. So I'll spend time talking about one procurement file that I was involved with, and the nature of this file could have put the agency at risk. So I carefully listened to the advice from our procurement specialists and then supported them with clearly laying out accountabilities with the program and then next steps for this contentious file.
Yeah.
So listening to our specialists is important for 2 reasons, really. One, procurement is complicated. Procurement specialists accumulate such wonderful knowledge and contacts over the years. While I've gained some experience, I'm definitely not a specialist and need to be mindful of many aspects. And then 2, great advice. Our procurement specialists take great pride in their work and really appreciate the support and opportunity to give advice.
Yeah. Any new exciting projects that you're currently working on?
Well, I just started in this new position, so I'm in huge learning mode with new responsibilities, and we are embarking on a large space modernization project
Mhm.
at Tenny's Pasture, and this will be an excellent experience.
Oh, wow. What advice can you give to listeners?
If you've not had the chance to work with human resources processes, offer to take on a responsibility to hire a new student, learn the different parts of welcoming and retaining a great team, since our most precious asset is our people. They make
Yeah,
all the difference.
especially nowadays that I find there's such a big challenge retaining and recruiting procurement professionals.
Absolutely.
So definitely leveraging students, leveraging and working to retain staff you currently have. I definitely agree with that. What can you share for a call to action to those listening?
Thank you for the question. I was thinking about this, and one point came to mind very quickly. I'd like the call to action to be that all of us listening actively contribute to a positive work environment. And also that comes with recognizing colleagues when an accomplishment happens.
Yeah. And that could be just saying, hey, great job. you know,
Exactly.
positive reinforcement, all that contributes to a very healthy workplace. So I echo that as well. Yeah, you've answered all my questions. Thank you so much for taking the time to do this. It was fun learning about your journey, working your way to your current position, the subtle misconceptions about your work, and then even the advice of just being a good listener, working to help those colleagues around you, to support colleagues, especially with mental health, being open and accommodating. We've gone through 2 years of pandemic, so it's great to have a support of your team, of your staff, and those around you as we come out of this. So thank you once again for taking the time.
Thank you so much for the invitation, and thank you to those that have listened.